this morning, day 10 of our Snowy Mountain rides. So this morning we left the little historic town of Taralba. We stayed at Taralba pub last night at an old stone inn. It was a great night. They had a one-man band playing, and from there we went through to Bathurst this morning. A bit of a misty old start to the morning, quite cold. Stopped at Bathurst and had some breakfast, and then we did a lap of Mount Panorama racetrack, which in Australia is the home of racing, motor racing, supercars. And we're currently in Sofala. It's a historic gold mining town, founded in 1851. Now it's not a ghost town, but it's close enough to it. There's still a few people that live here, but yeah, we're going to have a look around and take it for a walk up the main street.
Circuit is a motor racing track located in Bathurst in New South Wales. It's situated on Mount Panorama and is best known as the home of the Bathurst 1000 motor race held each October and the Bathurst 12-hour event held each February. The track is 6.2 kilometres or 3.8 miles long and used as a public road when no racing events are being held. The track has an unusual design by modern standards, with a 174 metre or 570 foot vertical difference between its highest and lowest points and steep grades. The Bathurst motorcycle race riots were a series of disturbances between 1980 and 1985 involving spectators and the police force. On the night of April 2nd, 1983, the top of Mount Panorama was turned into a battlefield tensions had been rising all weekend, with motorcyclists complaining of heavy-handed and unfair treatment by the police. Returning serves, authorities claim fans had been acting up and taking part in police baiting in an effort to antagonise the cops. Reportedly, one spectator was riding his bike with 9 pillions, weaving through the crowd before crashing into a group of police. 3 of the people on the bike, including the rider, were naked.
Good afternoon, George Wood in the 7 National Newsroom. More than 70 police have been injured and almost as many people arrested in a night of drunken rioting at the Easter motorcycle races at Bathurst. The riot began near the police compound at the top of the Mount Panorama racing circuit shortly after 7 o'clock last night. For 8 hours, bikies hurled bricks, petrol bombs, bottles and other projectiles at police and each other. Channel 7 was one of the casualties. A news car parked near the police compound was vandalised before being firebombed. The vehicle and expensive video equipment inside was destroyed. By this morning, 78 police had been injured. One of those was admitted to hospital, and 74 people had been arrested on more than 190 charges. An estimated 30,000 motorcycle fans are spending the weekend at Bathurst. However, last night's violence has once again put a cloud over the annual race meeting.
This footbridge was originally built in Sydney and first used on the Fish River at O'Connell around 1860 before being moved to Sofala in 1882. It served Sofala until 1986 when it was destroyed by floods. After being recovered, it was restored by the community, with local lady Joy Pearce being a key figure in raising funds for the project. Considered one of the most interesting and unusual gold mining towns in New South Wales, Sofala is a 40-minute drive north of Bathurst. It's a 4-street village packed with history that appears to capture the town snap-frozen as if in 1870. Sofala came about as a direct result of the gold rush, which had been triggered when Edward Hargraves discovered gold at Summerhill Creek in February 1851. By June of that year, thousands of people had set up mining operations in the valley, and both the Royal Hotel and a general store were built in 1851 to handle the increased demand. Initially, gold was found in the area known as Gold Point on the Turon River. When the alluvial gold ran out, activity switched to quartz reef mining. A considerable number of the miners were Chinese. Sofala Public School was established in 1878. There was an Anglican church and a Catholic convent. The convent opened in 1872 and closed in 1909, although it was a church until 1970. The Gas Hotel was one of the first two hotels licensed in 1851. The Royal Hotel was established in 1862. There were two other hotels in 1866, the Sofala Inn and the Barley Mow. The Barley Mow had a Cobb & Co booking office. Now a private residence, the Post and Telegraph Office, built in 1879, operated until 1989. Sofala attractions today include the Gold Rush era Sofala Royal Hotel and the Old Jail, which is also a museum. Sofala is reportedly the oldest surviving gold rush town in Australia. Small-scale gold workings are still active in the area, with prospectors using metal detectors, gold pans and sluice boxes to recover small quantities of gold.
That's a coal mine.
Yeah.
Underground, obviously.
Underground, yeah. Under the mountain.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's called Charbon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charbon Underground, yeah.
Fucking massive.
It's only a little mine.
It's only a little one?
Yeah.
Huge. That's unbelievable that it's like that. Right in the cliff, underneath. That's unreal.
Yeah. Righto.
Yeah.
unfortunately, we would soon hit torrential rain for the rest of today and tomorrow. We stayed in Tamworth tonight, and when we woke the next morning, the rain was teeming down from the effects of Cyclone Alfred in Queensland. So this meant the end of our filming for the trip. But what a trip, 11 days with magnificent mates. First up, Bill the entrepreneur, Mick the driller extraordinaire, Luke the son of the driller extraordinaire, Tags the best roofer in Australia, Glenn the best underground mine fitter in New South Wales, Tez the globally acclaimed civil engineer, and of course my partner in crime, Trampus the world-class chef. From Tamworth to home was an 11-hour ride. However, we got to within 45 minutes from home and were trapped by floodwaters. We backtracked to the little rural town of Kilcoy for the night, where we settled into the Exchange Hotel with a few well-earned beers. Next day, the floodwaters had receded, so we finally arrived home, wet but safe.